Hello, welcome back to another episode of Exiles TV. Glad to have you with us here on this, today's the 13th, isn't it? 13th.
Yepper.
All day long.
All day long.
Mr. Bill Profita, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm Kevin Gallagher. Glad to have you with us. And we're trying something a little bit different today. We've got Bill's camera set up, and we're also Facebook Living so that we can have a conversation during the program. You can either call us on the telephone during the program, because we're going to kind of open the lines and see, now you're sideways.
Am I sideways?
You're sideways.
How did I go sideways?
I told you got to start with that thing. I mean, from the very beginning, from the minute.
I did. I had it on portrait. I mean, landscape. I had it that way.
I know.
And it changed over.
Can you see it? Look at that.
Hey.
You look like you're going to fall on top of me.
All right.
Anyway.
We'll fix it during the break.
We're going to talk about.
You no good.
We're going to talk about a lot of things today, and the reason we're throwing it up on Facebook Live is because that's one way to get some interaction from you, as well as our telephone. You can call us at. Are you seeing it?
I've got you in landscape mode now.
I'm telling you though, if you keep it over there on Facebook Live, you're going to see that we're still.
Well, I haven't changed it. We're still live. It says. Mm-hmm. Now I know there's a lag, but it should be seeing you in a moment. And look, our lovely background. You see?
Would I lie to you, Bill?
Well, why is this lying to me?
Because it's an iPhone. It's a liar. Liar.
Golly.
You iPhone, you rye.
I hate you, iPhone. Siri, you suck.
There's a few things we're going to discuss today, and we thought we would invite you to get in on the discussion, whether you want to make those comments on our Facebook page with the Facebook Live post, or just call us on the telephone at the number on your screen, 225-831-1029.
Now,
Bill, do you want to get things rolling?
Yeah, I'm gonna fix this during the break.
Yeah,
folks.
well, during the commercial, we'll see if we can reinitiate.
Bear with me. Reinitiate. I love that. This is disturbing for a lot of reasons. Most of you have now heard in Baton Rouge about the 17-year-old hostess at Chili's on College Drive who got attacked by a large group of women. Why?
Women's, as Popeye would say.
Yeah. Why? They were a group of 13, I believe.
13. They wanted a 13 top. She was trying to explain to them, I'm sorry, due to the COVID regulations, I can only seat you 6 to a table.
That's
We'll
right.
have to break the group up.
And they went crazy. They started kicking her, punching her, beating her, and it took a while for the other managers to get there and break it up. One of them hit her in the head with a sign that required 17 stitches. And, I mean, they are in complete fit of rage mode, cussing, screaming, kicking, punching, throwing things, and this is a little...
Why? Because someone dared to tell them no.
Now, that is bothersome enough, but at the time the news report first came out, they said that when the managers came and broke it up and pushed them away from the girl, they got in their cars and left, which means they
got away with it.
They have committed a violent felony assault. Are we all agreed on this? A violent felony assault. There are probably 5 or 6 charges that can be laid against these people. Mm-hmm. They got away. And then what didn't happen really, really, really pisses me off. Here's what didn't happen. If it had been any other thing that happened at a restaurant, a robbery, vandalism, and they got away, they would have said, hey, call Crime Stoppers. We're looking for 4 white males in a Dodge Ram truck. But you know what? They didn't tell anybody. They didn't tell anybody that it was 13 adult black females
attacking a 17-year-old black girl.
They didn't tell anybody what kind of cars they were in, so they are still in...
But Channel 9 did tell everybody there's a GoFundMe account for the hostess.
Yeah.
which they then disclaim we can't tell you whether the GoFundMe account's legit or not. It's like, why mention it at all?
Well, again, let's go back to why is it that some media outlets, if something like this is perpetrated, particularly, by the way, I've noticed, by a group of black females, the description is always omitted. Why the hell is that?
Now, Bill, let's play make-believe. If this had been 13 white women, fresh from the tennis courts, that decided to kick and beat on this 17-year-old black girl, white would have been in the headline.
Well, would have had a description of their car, too.
Yep, white would have been in the headline. This is, I'm not saying that this is, it's an egregious crime that happened, and I believe that police will get to the bottom of it, and there'll be arrests made.
Well, you know what I want to know? I want to know
I just wonder, what's the media, what is the local media's motivation in the way they present it? Why do they sometimes avoid telling you race, and other times they can't wait to tell you the race? If it fits the narrative,
well,
that white people are mean to blacks as opposed to blacks mean to blacks.
Don't get angry at me. Do not shoot the messenger. But seriously, is there anybody at all alive on earth when they read the description of this crime at Chili's that believed for 1 second that the people who did this beat down at the hostess station were anything but African American? I'm serious now. Is there anybody on the planet that would have believed, oh, it's probably a bunch of white teenagers? Or it's a bunch of white women? Come on now, seriously, is there anybody that would have believed that?
Bill, I'm sorry, I just don't even want to go there. But
you understand what I'm
I
saying.
know what you're driving at, that this kind of bad behavior often falls on one side of the fence, racial fences.
And I have witnessed, we got a break. Let me tell you what I have witnessed personally as we go through this. By the way, our lines are open, 225-831-1029.
By the way, if you think we're being big fat racists, you're welcome to call us and tell us that.
No, wait a minute. No.
But we'll defend ourselves.
This is simply reporting the facts that are on video. There's no racism here. Now, we do have a problem in our society with people who don't like the facts, and so they will call you a racist for putting the facts out, which is its own particular kind of racism, in my opinion. But seriously, you watch the news, you read the papers, you've had these kind of incidents before. Anybody recall when it was a group of white people attacking a hostess?
Especially a gang. I mean, 13 is a gang.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, if there is a case like that in Baton Rouge, please tell us so we can stand corrected. Back in a moment after this break on Exiles TV.
Taste the feeling. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Look up to the skies.
Hey, welcome back. It is Exiles TV. Bill Profita over there, Kevin Gallagher right here, and we're opening up the discussion to you. First of all, this incident that happened at Chili's the other day, it's the Chili's, we call it Chili's on College. It's actually on Constitution Avenue, the frontage road, but you know where it is if you know Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
17-year-old hostess who happened to be African-American girl.
Oh, and by the way, this is a nice kid. She is working in a high school continuing education program.
Yeah, she seemed like a sweet kid.
She's training for college in the hospitality industry. She's a nice kid.
She has rules she has to follow, but this group of 13 women who came in, they all wanted to be seated together. Well, the COVID-19 regulations in phase 2 won't allow that. A 6-top, which is industry term for a table with 6 chairs, is the most that's allowed under phase 2 in a restaurant. And the next table has to be at least 6 feet away and can only have 6 people. They had a problem already because there were going to be more than 2 tables. They might have let them fudge in the 7th at one of the 2 6-tops.
Maybe.
But it didn't even get that far because this young girl, told these grown women, so what they look like, 20s, 30s, most of them?
Yeah, most of them look like 20s, 30s.
Grown
Late
women.
20s, mid 30s. Yeah.
She told them no, so they decided to beat her ass.
And I mean, they hit her with things. They hit her with a wet floor sign, opened up her skull. She needed like 14 stitches.
What is wrong with people that violence comes that quickly along with refusal, denial, anything short of give me what I want is met with violence.
And again, for those of you joining us on Facebook Live, you can put your comments in. All of you who are watching us on TV, you can call 225-831-1029. We will take the discussion both ways. Jay, thank you for watching along with us this morning. Now, I have witnessed this personally, and again, it's foolish to be angry at the messenger. I have seen groups of black females that will yell, scream, and sometimes physically intimidate a young black counter help sales clerk hostess. And I have never seen it with a black male, a white female, or a white male. Never seen it. Mm-hmm. But I don't understand, and this started popping up a few years ago in the high schools, where you would see these women just getting into these Donnybrooks, throwing things, throwing haymakers, kicking,
ripping at your hair, tearing at your clothes.
And first of all, it's never appropriate, but it seems to be. It seems to be kind of a knee-jerk reaction. Oh, you can't tell me what I'm going to do, you little girl. I'll show you. And next thing you know, people are getting stitches. Now, in the video I saw, the managers of Chili's did not do any hitting back. They basically...
Oh, no, you can't hit back. All you can do is get in there and try and peaceably separate them.
What they did was they turned them toward the door and they pushed them out. Mm-hmm. That's what they did.
God forbid that anybody that was employed by Chili's actually raised a hand to these monsters, because then Chili's would be a big, fat lawsuit.
But there's other questions. You can't hit a 5-iron at College and Constitution without hitting a cop car. City police, state police, sheriff, it is a heavily traveled corridor for all of them. Mm-hmm. Why the hell did it take them so long to call 911?
I have no explanation.
Why didn't somebody call 911 before they even went over there to try to break it up? So you would have cops on the way.
Bill, I have some questions about, has people's behavior in this regard gotten more coarse since the COVID? Now, I'm not defending these women at all. I'm just saying, is it possible that the stresses of being told you can't do this, you can't go there, wear the mask, you can't, is it possible that some of these people are just burning on a much shorter fuse?
I don't think so in this case, and here's why. The way they just ignited This group hangs together. They go out together a lot. I'm sure they do things together.
Probably not the first somebody that they beat their ass.
And they did not like a 17-year-old girl telling them no. And I don't think that has anything to do with our current situation. I think it has to do with their attitudes and the fact that I would bet they've gotten away with this kind of behavior before. Maybe not busting somebody's skull open, but yelling, intimidating, pushing, cussing. I will bet you they've gotten away with it before. Oh, and by the way, Chili's said, we want to protect our employees. This is awful. We're going to do everything in our power. You know what they didn't say? They're banned from this restaurant for life. And we're going to, if we can identify them, we're going to ban them from all Chili's restaurants in the country for life. They're trying to act as though, okay, that part of it is over, and now we have to take care of our employees, and I get that.
You can't encourage this kind of behavior. You have to be very careful what kind of a message you send.
Well, there need to be consequences. I remember a time in this city, if you acted up in a sit-down restaurant and raised a hand to an employee, there was some guy that would make you look like one of the seven dwarfs that would help you exit the building from the rear and would kick the you-know-what out of you and say, if you ever come back again, you're going to get more.
Yeah, that was back in the day. You don't get to be escorted out through the front door. You go through the back door. We're going to take you through the kitchen and out the back door.
And we're going to open a lot of doors with the upper part of your body as we're doing it.
So where are you all on this? I mean, we've got Facebook Live up right now. You can join us on The Morning Exiles on Facebook Live, and you can also dial the number. I mean, is it a general coarsening of our society that we're seeing that's bringing this about?
I saw a guy this morning. He's in one of these very nice, very expensive Ford F-150 Platinum Crew Cab trucks, and I have to go down Bluebonnet through the neighborhood where it's 30 miles an hour. And he's right behind me at 30 miles an hour. And nobody does actual 30. I think I was at 32. But he was right behind me. And I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and I see, nice truck. That's what I'm thinking. And I hear this big roar. And he just decided he didn't want to do 30 miles an hour anymore. And he jerks the wheel to the left, stomps on it, and all of a sudden he's doing like 60. And we're still in the residential area. Well, he gets stopped by the light at Burbank. And apparently he didn't like that. So when the light turned green, he laid a patch of about 16 feet of rubber and squealed the tires, like, yeah, that'll fix it. And then started weaving his way in and out of traffic on Bluebonnet, got to Highland Road to make a right, and jerked the wheel so hard he damn near put it in the ditch. And again, it's one of these things that's pure happenstance.
But we're indulging our rage.
That section of Bluebonnet, from Nicholson to Perkins, always has enough cops on it to support 8 donut shops. And today, not a single one.
We're going to take another commercial break, take care of a little bit business. Get in touch, 225-831-1029. Let's talk. It's Exiles TV.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Cantea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Welcome back, Exiles TV, and some of you have been peeking behind the screen here on Facebook Live. We decided to open up the Facebook Live. This is something we don't normally do with a TV show, but we wanted to have some interaction with you via telephone and give you this option to just type in your comments on our Facebook page. So if you go to The Morning Exiles on Facebook, The Morning Exiles, you'll be able to see this live video and get involved in the commentary.
Yeah, Mark Chambers says, keep bringing the truth. Well, we try, Mark. Yeah, and sometimes we get fooled. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we say, did you see such and such? And we've been trolled, but it's not that often. This one is pretty much prima facie. And there are going to be people that are very mad at me for the way I presented it. But I'm not saying anything that cannot be backed up by facts. That's the simple thing. Let's go to HB. What do I hit?
Hit the red button here.
Hi, HB. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir.
What's on your mind?
Just like what Mr. Bill talked about, you can ask anybody in law enforcement, and they'll tell you more than likely that for decades now, this has progressively gotten worse and worse with people's rebellion against authority anywhere at any time with the mental attitude, I'm going to do what I want, where I want, when I want, say what I want, and do what I want. And I don't care about any authority whatsoever telling me what to do. Thank you, sir.
HB, before you go, I am puzzled by the escalation of throwing punches and picking things up and hitting people with them among females. Whoops, we lost him. We lost HB. I am very puzzled by that. Now, I mean, I'm used to, you don't tell me.
Particularly among females. That's the important part of what you just said.
You know, when you start seeing these things, you remember, I think it was 2 years ago, it was like 40 people involved at a high school. Mm-hmm. And these were all women. The guys were afraid to get in there. They were afraid to break them up. And they were throwing books and I mean, swinging backpacks.
Oh, yeah, and you'll grab furniture, chairs and stuff and throw it, and it just seems like anything goes. But it's like HB said, it's the retaliation. Any authoritarian act. You say you can't come in here, you can't go there, I can only seat 6 of you at a time, is met with, bah! And they go crazy. It's
but
like, what?
And then what happens? Now, I hope she's changed her mind, because Chili's would like this young lady back. But she said she's not.
I don't blame her
there.
one bit for not going back to work there.
Do you know what? They win if she does that.
I'd say, you know what? If you want me back, you put me in on your Siegen Lane store, not your College Drive store.
But they win. Their bad behaviors win. If they take this little girl's job and she's getting college prep course credit and all that, they win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would be willing to go and sit and babysit her for one of her shifts just so they can't win.
An experience like this could very well, you said she was college prep for the hospitality industry.
Yeah, as the way I understand it, yes.
An incident like this could easily change her mind about the hospitality industry.
It was pretty inhospitable, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like, and there you are, you're trying to offer people your hospitality, and what you get for your trouble is you get stitches in your eye socket because you dared tell somebody you got rules you have to follow.
Well, and this what I saw on that video and what I have seen in person, no fear of consequences, no impulse control, and very, very bad choice making with complete impunity. I think I told you about this. I was going to Guitar Center on Florida Boulevard, on the pad outside Cortana. And there's a Burger King there, and I was kind of hungry. And there was a mom, and her child was a bit of a handful.
Mm-hmm.
And she was escalating with the kid. And he was not getting the message. And she just reached up like this, and she's getting ready to backhand him. And me and two other people, one female, one male, said, if you hit that kid, we're going to hold you for arrest. Do not backhand that kid. I understand he's acting up, but I mean, she was going to come full cross and backhand that kid.
No, you come underhand with the open hand.
On the butt.
On that butt.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have had a problem with that, because the kid was being a little jerk, okay?
You warm that
as
little
kids
fatty.
do. But here's the deal. She didn't say, oh, okay, let me take a breath. She started screaming, you don't tell me what to do with my child. This ain't your child, it's my child. I'll do whatever I want. I'll hit him with a damn belt.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And we reiterated, said, do we need to call the police, or are you going to calm down? And one person said, I think we ought to call the police anyway.
How fast did she get in her car?
Oh, very quickly.
Yeah. Catherine says, mob mentality, sad state of affairs. And that is, 13 is a mob. 13 is a gang. 13 is a gang of women ganging up on one person. And whatever happened to, I'm sorry, we can't seat all 13 of you. Even if you're mad, say, fine, we'll take our business elsewhere. And storming out the door. Did you see the video? I'm trying to remember what the location. It's sometimes the problem when you see viral videos is we don't make note of the city.
Yeah.
But it was a putt-putt golf. It was the snack bar at a putt-putt golf emporium. And a group of young people I can't remember what it was that they said that they wanted, that the people said, we can't do that for you. They demolished the place. They took the next, the video lasts like 7 minutes. Well, they are absolutely trashing the place because someone dared to tell them no.
Well, I think when we have a society, and I don't want to get too far down the road on this, I just want to give you a concept, and you all decide if I'm the one who's insane. But if we have a participation trophy society, if we have a make allowances society, if we have a no consequences because of this society, if we have a no, you don't have to take that test in its form society, if we have a society that basically excuses or mitigates behavior for whatever reason that goes outside of the lines, whether it's non-achievement, whether it's family circumstances, whatever it is, I think one of the end results is this. How many times have you heard this said exactly this way? You can't do me nothing. How many times have you heard that?
Quite a few.
Quite a few. And that, by the way, is white as well as black. That I have heard that. That's become a catchphrase.
But look at what we're witnessing on the nightly news. Portland, Seattle, Chicago, Minneapolis, St. Louis. We're looking at our cities being burnt, looted, and destroyed, and very, very little arrests. Very few arrests. A lot of people have been arrested and then been just turned loose. So there's no consequence for your bad behavior.
Well, I think a lot of this starts with the juvenile justice system going back to the 70s. I do not agree. I have never agreed that a juvenile arrest should not be as public a record as any other arrest. I do not believe that a juvenile adjudication should not be as public a record as any other adjudication. I will never forget, my car was broken into. They stole the T-tops off my car, and there happened to be a sheriff's deputy right there, and they caught him. And he was just so smug, and he was screaming at that sheriff's deputy.
Can't do nothing, I'm juvie.
I'm a juvenile, you can't do anything to me. I will be out before you're home having dinner.
And he was probably right.
But see, that's the whole thing. I don't believe that allowing bad behavior to go unpublished, and even more importantly, without the public shame that is attached to it, is a good idea. I think this is a ladder. And I think you just move him up another rung every time you say, well, he's a juvenile, so we can't report his name. You know what? You report his name, and his parents are embarrassed. Maybe his grandparents are embarrassed. You got people calling the parents and say, what the hell's wrong with your kid? Why is your kid sticking a gun in somebody's face and trying to rob them? You know, why is your kid taking your car on a joyride and hitting 4 parked cars?
Or worse yet, taking my car on a joyride and hitting parked cars.
That is an important part of the way our system should function properly. Instead, the kid gets a pass. I don't blame these kids for laughing at us. And I don't blame them for doing more crap. I'll bet you all those women in this Chili's video have laid hands on or punched out somebody in the past, and they've gotten away with it.
Mm-hmm. Look at the amount of people we have. I mean, we have people throw down and shoot guns at each other. And guess what? In a lot of cases here in East Baton Rouge Parish, because it's just so hard to track them down, a lot of them get clean away with it. I mean, I think law enforcement does the best that they can to identify who the guilty parties are and find them if they can. But in a lot of cases, that just doesn't happen. I mean, we've had former police chief Pat Englade tell us a lot of cases they just never identify the shooter or the bad behavior, and they're never able to make an arrest. Why? Because there is that line of silence in a lot of these communities and neighborhoods where if the police are asking, nobody's answering.
Well,
you recognize this woman in this video beating the crap out of this girl at Chili's? No, she don't look like nobody I know.
Uh-huh. Well, and you know, they have good video. They have good surveillance video from Chili's because restaurants are required to have it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've only seen cell phone video, but presumably you can see the whole thing unfold.
But, I mean, and a lot of people have told me that I'm harsh and that I am wrong, that juvenile records should be sealed, that you should never know. But we got juveniles capping people. We got juveniles killing people. We've got juveniles stealing guns for drug gang members. I believe that if you commit a crime or you could be punished and go to jail, then it should all be in the open air. Then, if you do your time or you get probation or you get a diversion, then you can sit with that person and say, now, you keep yourself absolutely clean for the next 3 years, and we will expunge your record. But we're never going to say you didn't do it. We are never going to say you didn't commit this crime.
Use that phone number on the screen, especially if you disagree with us, if you think we're off base. Before we go to commercial, real quick, one of our favorite viewers, Jane says they need to hold the parents responsible. If they were doing their jobs, these kids wouldn't be doing this. These weren't kids in the case of Chili's. These were grown adult women, Jane.
Mm-hmm.
People who I'd like to think should know better. Going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with Exiles TV.
That's right, the Clarence Bug Show is back, along with the Exiles, Bill Profita and Kevin Gallagher. We've put the band back together, South Louisiana's talk team, and it's only on the Pelican. 10 a.m. till 12 noon, right here on the Pelican.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Belello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent.
Depend on us for service, for selection, for price.
Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Belello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Exiles from what you ask, exiled from the radio. But now, we're on your television.
I'm Bill Profita, he's Kevin Gallagher, and they kicked us to the curb.
But we're back.
We are back with Exiles Television on the Pelican Broadcasting Network. We're going to bring you the newsmakers. We're also going to take your calls and give you great information. It's going to be the best damn radio show on television.
Look for it on your cable system or download the app, PelicanSportsTV.com.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Welcome back to Exiles TV. We're letting you involve yourself with us by calling 225-831-1029 or on the Morning Exiles Facebook Live page. We just kind of set up the camera. I know it's not the best shot, but that way you can type your comments in if you can't make a phone call right now, and we can read your comments or your questions. And this all started with this incident at Chili's in Baton Rouge, the one on College Drive. I know there are a couple more, so I don't want to get them confused. 17-year-old hostess told a group of 13 black females that she couldn't seat them together because of the regulations under COVID. They immediately attacked her, and they didn't just yell. They grabbed her, they punched her, they threw her to the ground, they kicked her. One of
They
them
hit
hit
her
her
with
in the head
signage.
with a sign that caused a need for 17 stitches in the top of her skull around her eye. And they got away. And one of the things that pissed me off, by the way, was that the news is covering this and saying, oh, yeah, they got in their cars and ran away, but they never described them. They never said, call Crime Stoppers. Here are the cars. Here's what they look
Or how
like.
about here's some images of their faces we caught on security video. You know, do you know these people?
And
why are we so soft on this?
Yeah, well, why are we so permissive in this society? We know it bothers us. We know it scares us. Why are we so permissive with this kind of stuff? You know, I don't get it. I don't get, what do you have to lose by saying you as a group behaved very badly, you assaulted a young girl in a public place without provocation, and now you're going to pay? I don't understand that.
Jane, who's watching us on Facebook Live right now, she says, I wonder what Chili's corporate thinks about this. Jane, as far as we know, there has been no corporate response from Chili's restaurants. I would hope that Chili's would encourage this young lady to come back to work for them. And I would hope that Chili's is also going to step up and take care of her medical expenses.
Well, yeah, that's why the GoFundMe page is stupid. It's a workers' comp deal.
Yeah,
They've got to
again,
take
I don't
care of
want to beat
medical.
on Channel 9 too much, but I don't understand why they even included GoFundMe in the story. They talk about a GoFundMe page, but then at the end of the story, they disclaim that, look, I know you're reading it here, but we're not responsible for the GoFundMe. Don't bring it up.
Well, the young lady, thankfully, is covered, because if there was ever a workers' comp case, this is it. She's on the job and gets attacked by customers.
Okay, now let's get down in the weeds with some racial stuff. Okay, what is one thing that we hear a lot when people are having discussions on race? Now, first of all, I'm going to go there. Discussions on race usually involve you white people sit there and listen to us tell you what we think is wrong with you. Okay, that's discussions on race. And one of the things that we hear so often when there's discussions on race is you lock the doors when you see us coming, you cross the street when you see us coming, you act like you're afraid of us, and that makes us feel bad. Why do you think white people show a sign of fear or apprehension when they see someone of a different color coming? Because that's learned behavior, especially recently. Fire up your computer, go look for just search for viral video, black on white crime, watch the random attacks. Black people have got an anger on for white people now. It's whipped up by BLM Incorporated, not the grassroots BLM, by the way. I feel sorry for these people. They've had their whole cause stolen by a radical group.
Kevin,
but it's empowered people to feel like it's okay to get violent.
I have never liked that argument. You make us feel bad. You lock your doors.
And so I'm going to knock you out.
But in the predominantly black neighborhoods, the vast majority of the people who live there,
they lock their doors. They cross the street. These are people are just like you and me. They want to be safe in their neighborhoods. They want to feel like their vehicle's not going to be burglarized. They want the same things white people want. They want safety. They want security.
Well, again, you're looking at me and you're saying, I have no right to be wary of you. And you know what? I have the absolute right to be wary of everybody, just as you have an absolute right to be wary of me. And trust me, if you see me walking past your house and the hair on the back of your neck goes up and you lock your door, no offense taken. You go ahead and do it. And that's the deal. They have all these specious arguments that don't have anything to do with anything. My favorite is, I don't understand what you are saying to me. I don't understand why you're screaming like that. Well, you wouldn't understand. It's a cultural thing. It's not a cultural thing. It's a deliberate provocation. You're in my face, you're yelling and you're screaming. That is not the way you resolve differences. And again, If these ladies had looked at this young girl and said, look, can you make an exception? Can we see a manager? You know, is there a way we can go like in another room and sit closer together, maybe have the table just a couple? If they had done that, this kid wouldn't be getting stitches. But no, they wanted to attack because it's, how dare you tell me
I can't have what I want.
Yeah. That is crazy. And you know what? All that does is fuel the fires of racism. Because you got some Billy Bubba that is really looking for a reason to generalize all black people by these 13 women, and he's going to be loud about it. Mm-hmm. He's going to tell everybody about it. Mm-hmm. That's on you, ladies. That's not on us.
Now, Bill, if you don't mind, I do want to go back to something I brought up, and that is what we're dealing with COVID-19 and how COVID-19 might be pushing people a little closer to the edge than they might have been otherwise. You know, is there an argument to be made that these women were burning on a short fuse because they go in, they want to sit down, the 13 of them, and have a meal, and all they want to do is go into Chili's and have a meal, and the first thing they hear is, damn, COVID-19 means we can't even sit together. You know, I got to wear a mask when I walk in the door, but as soon as you sit me down, then I can take the mask off. As soon as I've paid for my dinner and I get back up, I got to put the mask back on just to walk to the door. It's all these dumbass rules that we've imparted because of COVID-19. I read an article the other day it was an article about interviews done with cashiers. Cashiers at supermarkets, cashiers at places like Walmart that sell both retail goods and food. You know, cashiers in general. The cashiers all feel, they generally feel, because they're forced to wear a mask and you're forced to wear a mask, you're depersonalized. And now you're depersonalized. I can see as your little eyes peeking out, and it serves to depersonalize, and they said, we're being treated like crap. The customers that we do deal with are treating us horribly because they don't see us as people, because we can't smile, we can't interact.
Well, that may be true, but
because
none of that.
Wear the mask.
None of that justifies
no
the behavior.
Science behind the mask, but yet here we all are wearing them, and here we all treating each other like crap.
But none of that justifies the behavior. And it certainly,
I agree.
It certainly wasn't a surprise to them that in restaurants you can't sit more than 6 people at a table. They didn't just spring this on them strictly for them.
Well, you never know. It might. I'm going to do devil's advocate. Say maybe it was the first time these 13 women had ever gone out to a restaurant since phase 2.
Come on.
But it's like, you do understand we are in a semi-lockdown. There's going to be conditions.
Nobody, this wasn't sprung on anybody.
To me, it's phase 2. Who the hell goes with a group of 13 to a restaurant?
Well, that's the whole deal. They wanted to push a young kid around. I guarantee you, if there had been an older adult, black male, white male, or white female standing at that hostess stand, this would not have happened. There'd have been a little mouthing off.
Especially if it were a black male. This never would have happened.
Yeah.
Black man, big black man, especially a good-looking man.
And again, you know, a lot of people, because of, I don't care, pick it. 6 people at the table, masks, all these things. A lot of people are looking for a reason to be angry and to be physical about it.
That's what I'm telling you about.
And that's a problem, too, because that's simply bad behavior. That's all that is.
It's bad behavior, but I'm telling you, it's being exacerbated by the government telling us what we can and cannot do about a disease with a mortality rate of 0.06%. Help me out here.
Well, but none of that is relevant. The fact
well, it is.
Yeah,
it's
no,
causality.
It is not causality. Causality is their bad attitude saying that they're going to kick the hell out of this kid. That's the causality.
But what was the cause of the dispute? We can't seat 13 of you. Outside of the COVID lockdown, Chili's would have been 13 top. Okay, give us a minute. We'll push some tables together. We'll have you a seat in no time.
But that ain't today's reality. And they were going to hit on this little girl.
I think the worst thing about it is they decided to take their frustration out on a child.
Well, I don't know that they're frustrated. You're ascribing that. I think they're just a bunch of jerks. I don't know they're frustrated. You don't know they're frustrated.
Well, you never know. I mean, did they all get on the phone and say, let's go to Chili's and kick somebody's ass today?
No, I think what happened is when they said, you can't sit together, one of them said, you can't tell me that. And she said, well, yeah, I can because, that's my job. And then they all got in. This is nothing to do with frustration. This is to do with bad attitudes and bad behavior.
And a pack attack.
Back in a moment. If it
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For Total Pest Control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Clarence Bug Show. Yeah, I'm back on the air. That's right, 10 a.m. until 12 noon, Monday and Wednesday, and we replay it Monday and Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. to midnight. Check us out online. You can watch it live at PelicanSportsTV.com, or better yet, why don't you just download the Pelican Broadcasting app? That way you can take it with you anywhere you go. That's right, the Clarence Bug Show. Tell you what, oh, wait, gotta run, gotta go, bye.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
One, two, three. Marty is counting backwards all the time.
1, 2.
I don't know why he does that.
Every time I hear a 1, 2, 3, I want to hear Sweet Home Alabama start playing in my head.
No, anything but that. Speaking of overkill, we're going to change topics for you a little bit, folks.
Well, do we want to? Let's wrap up with what Todd.
Okay.
Todd jumped into conversation on Facebook Live and said the same group was there a week previous complaining about the drinks and not wanting to pay. So is this just a gang of ladies who decide they're going to screw with Chili's on a weekly basis?
Or
what?
wherever they are. Yeah, I mean, there are people that do that. There are people that try to game restaurants and bars all the time. All the time. But you know, when they do, when I worked in that business many, many years ago, if you had a group like that wanted to game you, you'd say, okay, we're taking care of your check. Don't ever come back.
Sayonara.
Don't ever come back. And you enforce that. I was like the house entertainment at the old Steak and Ale many, many years ago. Mm-hmm. It paid more than my radio gig.
He was a juggler, you know, he wore Jester's outfit.
I was the DJ. But it paid more than my radio gig at the time.
That's not hard to imagine.
Yeah, back in those days. But there were people who would come in and try to game the system, and they had they had two managers, one of whom was a semi-pro rodeo rider, and the other one was an award-winning track and field runner. So these guys were big and they were in good shape. And this one guy was complaining about everything, the waitress, and they walked over, and I saw this with my own eyes. And they said, okay, it's on us. We understand you've had a bad experience. We're sorry. We're going to pick up your check. You owe us nothing. You're going to leave now, and you're not coming back, ever. And the guy was like, what do you mean? I said, well, everything was so awful, we figure you don't want to come back. We're telling you, you cannot come back. You will be treated as if you're trespassing. So 3 nights later, this guy comes back. And the manager, whose name was Kevin, was like, oh, no. He was standing at the hostess station. And he said, turn around. He said, you're not allowed in here. 3 nights ago, we banned you. And the guy said, you can't ban me. He said, yes, sir, I absolutely can. He said, you need to turn around and leave.
A restaurant's private property.
So the guy did not turn around. They had double doors, kind of an airlock. And the guy didn't turn around. So Kevin went through the first set of double doors, and he turned the guy around. Well, the guy tried to kick Kevin and missed and put his right foot through the glass of a cigarette machine. Remember when everybody had cigarette machines in their doorway?
Mm-hmm.
And he got stuck there. And he's like, help me get out of this. Help me get out of this. And Kevin said, sure. And gave him a right hook. Boom! And the guy fell, but his leg was still, oh, that didn't work. Let me give you another one. Boom! Hit him 3 times before his leg came out and helped him limp out and said, again, don't ever come back.
I'm reminded of Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Leave now and never come back.
But, you know, we used to deal with things in a mostly reasonable approach. You'd sit there and somebody is trying to be a bad customer. You say, look, you apparently don't like it here, and I sure as hell don't like you. Get out. Don't come back.
Mm-hmm.
Now you tell somebody for their bad behavior, you're banning them, they are going to ascribe some sort of motive. Well, it's because I'm black. Oh, it's because I'm disabled.
It's because you don't know how to act.
It's because I'm fat. Oh, it's because I'm old. No, you're a butt. I want you gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to come back.
See, it's way easier for these people to ascribe that you're a racist or whatever. You don't like black people, you don't like Asians, you don't like whatever, than it is for them to go, oh, they're kicking me out because I'm an idiot, because I don't know how to behave.
Well, people who don't know how to behave rarely believe that they don't know how to behave.
People who don't know how to behave don't go around saying, yeah, you know me, I don't know how to behave.
Can't take me anywhere.
They think their behavior's Emily Post. But anyway, it's a sad, sad story. I hope this girl does not give up her dreams of working in the hospitality industry. That would be a shame. I hope she can put this behind her and move on.
And I want to know for an absolute fact that Chili's is cooperating fully in an active police investigation. I want to know that they are telling their employees to provide police officers with names if they know them, if these people have been there before. I want to know that they are giving over all their video. I want to know that Chili's is complying 100%. And I'll tell you why.
Well, you're going to have to tell me why after the break. Remember, the top of the hour is a hard one.
Oh, well, we'll be back.
Bellelo's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent.
Depend on us for service, for selection, for price.
Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bellelo's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hello, hola, 你好 Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Cantea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Cantea, your Italian dining will change forever.
Exiles from what you ask? Exiled from the radio. But now, we're on your television.
I'm Bill Profita, he's Kevin Gallagher, and they kicked us to the curb.
But we're back.
We are back with Exiles Television on the Pelican Broadcasting Network. We're going to bring you the newsmakers. We're also going to take your calls and give you great information. It's going to be the best damn radio show on television.
Look for it on your cable system or download the app, PelicanSportsTV.com.
Hello, guys. It's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
He's playing with the camera. Hi. Welcome back to Exiles TV as we go into hour 2 here. I'm Kevin, he's Bill, and we're basically throwing some topics around here and inviting your input. So we'll put the TV, the phone number to the TV station on the screen for you. And we're also on Facebook Live on The Morning Exiles on Facebook Live if you want to get involved via texting.
A couple of people said they hope that that Chili's corporate is getting involved. I hope so too. But sometimes when you get to the big corporate, I believe Chili's is still a part of Brinker International. Mm-hmm. And they own thousands of restaurants, great restaurants. Romano's Macaroni Grill, On the Border. They got a bunch of restaurants. I think they maybe have Mangiano's Little Italy. We don't have one of those here, which is a shame. It's a great restaurant.
We don't have Romano's anymore either. I love that place.
Yeah. But in the past, I've had one unpleasant dealing with Chili's, that particular one. It was, remember when they started their Chili's to go? Hey, Marty, that clock isn't counting down. Remember when they started their Chili's to go?
Yes.
And they had the special parking spaces, and you're in and out in 5 minutes and all that? Well, it was when I was working at WJBO, and we were right across the interstate. And so I said, well, hey, I'll go get us some lunch. And everybody said, well, hurry up. We got a show prep to do and all that. It was for 3 of us. So I called them, and I said, you know, is it really going to be ready in 5 minutes from the time I get? Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. We got it.
Just microwave it. I'm kidding.
Of course.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
But, I mean, I had a 5-minute drive, so I had a little extra leeway. And I'm waiting in the spot, and they come out and say, you're going to have to move out of your spot. I said, why? I'm waiting for my order. Well, there's a little problem. It isn't done. I said, well, I'm in a hurry. Oh, we know that.
He should have tore the place up, kicked somebody's ass.
So I'm waiting another 15 minutes. So now I'm on about 25 minutes.
Really?
And I call the manager from my car and say, look, come on. Oh, and by the way, they've already taken my money.
They'd already taken your money?
They'd already taken my money. Ooh. Okay. And we're waiting, and we get to 35 minutes, and I said, I got to go. And so on the phone with the managers, I'm going back hungry and angry. I'm tearing up this manager.
By the way, he is like Dr. Bruce Banner. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
No, you wouldn't. I get up for that. And I'm tearing him 2 new ones. And he realizes that I have a radio show. And he's like, oh, you're probably going to, trash me on your radio show this afternoon. I said, no, I'm not. I said, I don't do that. I never, ever do that. I said, but what I do want is I want the number to your district manager, because obviously you need some help fulfilling the promise that they're advertising. And I assured him again that I was not going to trash him on the radio show, which I didn't. So I get a call, and I'm thinking it's from the district manager. It's from this manager's wife.
His wife?
Oh, and she's like, oh, you upset my husband, and now he's in all kinds of trouble, and I was like, oh, now he's in real trouble, lady. You have no idea.
His wife.
That he had his wife call me? And so, no, he doesn't know I'm calling. I said, he's going to.
How did she get your phone number?
Well, I was from my cell phone. I said, give this to your district manager.
Got it. So, but he shared it with his wife.
Oh, yeah. And said, oh, I was so ugly.
He doesn't know I'm calling. He gave her the number.
I was so ugly to him and all that, and now he's probably going to lose his job. And I was like, well, you know what? I may be able to make that happen for you, Toots. His wife called me. So finally I said, look, I want to talk to the district manager, not you. And so the district manager finally calls, and I said, do you have any concept of what these jacklegs have done to your restaurant in my mind? Do you have any clue? And I'm telling him, he's like, he what? His wife called you? You didn't even get your money back? I said, no, I got tired of waiting for everything. I said, I'm under the big sign. It says, Chili's to go, 5 minutes. And the
special parking.
He's like, you did what? He said, well, I'm going to let him go. I said, don't let him go. I said, don't let him go. And he said, well, what do you want me to do?
Teach him to do better.
I said, tomorrow afternoon at 2:30, not 2:31, not 2:35, not 2:29. He needs to be on the 5th floor at 5555 Hilton Avenue with the exact order I already paid for, and he needs to deliver it himself, and maybe his dumbass wife should come with him. I said, that's what I want you to do. He says, oh, we have liability issues if we send employees. I said, oh, you have no idea how much liability you have already racked up with me, Bubba.
I'm sorry, I got to share a couple of these comments, because earlier, a few moments ago, when you said, I never do that on my radio show.
Right.
Todd puts up, but I will trash you on my future TV show.
Well, yeah. Well,
it's been a few years,
yeah,
Todd.
It's in the past.
Plus, we're not mentioning his name. What was his name? Don't mention his name.
I remember his wife's name.
I have had,
but I made him deliver it, and the district manager said, you will be there, you will deliver his order, it will be perfect, or you're fired.
I've had similar experiences where everything just went completely pear-shaped on the takeout order, and I never got a reasonable explanation. It's like, if I called you 25 minutes ago and placed the order, and you told me, come get the order in 20 minutes, and I showed up on time, what's the problem with having my food ready? And sometimes it's just an idiot breakdown in the kitchen, I mean, I didn't make that yet.
Well, see, what a lot of these people don't get is the whole point is the food. You're not making an order just for farts and giggles. You want to eat. You're hungry. And I love Charlie Veluzzo. He is a dear friend. I love what he has done with McDonald's in this area. But you want to have an amusing time.
You can tell Charlie doesn't run them anymore. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, call the McDonald's customer service line. You say, look, I just went through after 10 minutes in your drive-in line at whatever location, and I got an order that is still nowhere near what I ordered. And I unfortunately trusted you people and didn't look in the bag until I got back to wherever I was. Okay, sir, we're really sorry about that. We'll send you some coupons. I am hungry now. You need to send me some food. Well, I don't know if we can do that. Yeah, you can. Your employees got to work somehow. Tell them to get me the food, use the same modality they got to work, and bring. I have had McDonald's deliver to me not once, not twice, but 3 times. It's just, I said, you don't understand. The problem is I am hungry. I wanted to eat now. I don't want you to mail me some coupons to eat in the future. Your job, if you want to solve my problem, is to get food in my gullet now, you moron. And that's the only thing that's going to make it better. And like, well, I don't know if we can do that. Of course you can do that. You make food 19 hours a day in that place. Go, make me my damn food, and bring it to me. I have already expended my gasoline.
It's the bring it to me that they don't know if they can do that.
Well, and if you let them get away with that, they win. That's like, sure, you can do it.
I've had incidents with local restaurants, and I'm not going to name a name because I still do business with them because they're close by my house, and I really love their menu. But I've had some bad service episodes with them. And things like, when you do takeout and you drive all the way to the restaurant, and, when I go to the restaurant and pick up my food, especially if it's one of these guys that likes to do curbside, we'll come right out to your car and hand it to you. It's like you don't want to have to open it up and open every clamshell and make, well, yes, this is what I ordered. Yes, this is what I ordered. Wait a minute, where's the desserts I ordered? That kind of thing. You just want to pay, get your bag, get your car, go home. And then you get home and you find out you got hosed. And in this one case, I got the manager of this locally owned and operated restaurant on the phone, and he's like, well, what would you like me to do? I mean, I could fire that manager. I said, I don't want you to fire your manager. I don't want you to fire your kitchen team.
I want my dessert.
I want you to train your people better so they don't make such howling, idiotic errors. How tough is it to look at a ticket and make sure what's in the bag is what's on the ticket? How tough is that? I said, somebody is failing over there at your restaurant. And I don't want to see them lose their job. I want to see them do their job better. That's your responsibility.
Well, see,
the guy thanked me very much. By the way, I did get my food that night. They made somebody deliver my food to my door because I told them I'm not making another trip. Well, we'll have your desserts ready for you. They had an entree wrong and no desserts. And they said, well, we'll have that ready for you if you want to drop back by. I said, I'm not putting another mile on my car tonight. You are coming to me to make this right. And when they came to me, they not only had my food that I had already paid for, they had a fat gift certificate for me as well, where I could count my next meal.
Well, that was very nice.
And that's why I went back.
See, the McDonald's lady, if I were to call, in a month and a half to wish her happy Thanksgiving, she'd shiver when she saw me on the caller ID. But the thing is, these people that work in customer service, they don't put their best people there, first of all, which is a mistake. These are people that bring knives to a gunfight. And we can't, the liability of sending somebody out in a car. And I said, well, all those people in McDonald's uniforms that I see driving to the bank to make a deposit in front of me, are they imposters? No. Well, then you can put people in a car to deliver things. I don't want you to deliver cash. I want you to deliver food.
I was thinking about this. One business that I've read, was on its butt until COVID-19, was the waiter delivery app. That they were losing restaurants.
They were in trouble,
and they were in trouble. The waiter was created here in Louisiana, and then out-of-state interests saw that it was a huge growth, app. So they got purchased pretty quickly, and no sooner did the new owners take over than you start having problems with waiter. And good God, I had a guy, I live in Shenandoah, all right? I ordered from George's on George O'Neill Road, which is right around the corner from me. But I just, wasn't feeling well that night, so I thought I'll get the delivery rather than go fetch. It's like 50 minutes later, 2 cheeseburgers and an order of onion rings is all I ordered. It's like 50 minutes later, and I'm wondering what's up, and I'm texting the waiter going, where's my food? Where's my food? Next thing I know, my phone rings. It's the driver. And he's like, yeah, this is like Dalton, your driver? I'm like, yeah, Dalton, what's up? He says, I'm like, I can't find your place. I said, well, where are you now, Dalton? Well, I'm like outside of Supercuts, and I'm trying to deliver your food. Supercuts is on Segan Lane. I'm in Shenandoah Estates. I said, do you not know the difference between left and right? It sounds to me like you turned right when you left the restaurant rather than turning left when you left it. Can you not follow GPS? And make a long story short with that incident, Dalton finally shows up, and he practically throws my food at me because he didn't like that I was mean to him. And it's stone cold, so we don't eat it. But I get waiter on the food. Waiter comped the whole thing. They comped the entire thing.
But did you get food that night, which was the point?
I got food, but it was food I didn't want to eat because who the hell wants cold cheeseburger and soggy onion rings?
Oh, onion rings that become one mass.
Right, exactly. And I did tell waiter one thing. I said, listen, I've never advocated for someone to lose their job. But that guy Dalton either needs to learn how to read GPS or you need to fire him. Because this guy wound up on Segan friggin' Lane from George O'Neill Road with a delivery that was 1.5 miles away.
Well, first of all, I think you have to understand that you don't have a lot of people who have got doctorates from MIT working in these places and driving these deals.
Some of them you do.
So they have to be supervised very, very carefully. And, Karen gets angry at me. She gets, why are you being so harsh with that person? I said, because it impacts them immediately and they don't like it. And that's what I want. I want them not to like making a mistake with me because they're going to pay for it. What part of this do you not understand?
They don't understand. It's time for another commercial break. We're going to do that right now. When we come back, I don't know whether I want to share this story with you or not. It's absolute outrage out of North Carolina. But we'll debate it during the commercial break, whether I want to even bring it up, because you've seen me foam at the mouth enough this show. We'll be right back with Exiles TV.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
That's right, the Clarence Bug Show is back, along with the Exiles, Bill Profita and Kevin Gallagher. We've put the band back together, South Louisiana's talk team, and it's only on the Pelican. 10 a.m. till 12 noon, right here on the Pelican.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to Exiles TV. And for
Hi.
those of you on Facebooky Live, howdy. Somebody said they couldn't hear us on Facebook Live.
Well, it's limited by the mic on your phone.
These mics do not feed Facebook Live.
It's limited by the microphone.
The mic on the phone, which may have been damaged by the 8-foot fall to the ground. You never can tell. Mm-hmm. All right, and another thing, while we're doing kind of audience participation day, both on TV and on Facebook Live, those of you who are watching, by the way, call 225-831-1029. All right, television is awful right now because they couldn't produce most of the new season. And so we're seeing the third time around on some popular shows. You know, the 911, where the call center has been taken over by terrorists, third time this last Tuesday. Third time that one's been on. Mm-hmm. So instead of recycling the current season, what TV shows, older TV shows, would you mind not watching again? And it wouldn't look like you're watching a rerun.
Well, a lot of the decent shows, a lot of the shows that are good shows, especially episodal, run on cable. You know, I'm thinking NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS New Orleans.
Yeah, Blue Bloods, and they all run. But I'm talking about, would you like to see, for example, just for giggles, I know ABC still owns it, instead of The Bachelor's Greatest Hits again, how about a little Starsky and Hutch?
No, that's a bad example in my opinion, because that show sucked from Jump Street.
All right, here's one.
That was awful.
Here's one CBS owns, The Streets of San Francisco.
That was a better program. It's very dated, but then again, if you go for that retro thing,
yeah,
it's got that great retro. Nowadays, if that show were produced and it were set in 1970 San Francisco, people would say, "Oh my God, the art direction! They completely recapture 1970 San Francisco."
Yeah.
But yeah, Streets of San Francisco, especially the Carl Malden episodes, it was him and Michael Douglas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Richard Hatch, I don't want to, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't Michael Douglas.
He wasn't as good. But I mean, think about some of what we consider to be classic television, and I think a lot more people think sitcoms are kind of classic. But we had some classic dramas.
Sitcoms are a dime a dozen.
But I mean,
How about Marcus Welby, MD?
Oh God, might as well be an MD. Yeah.
Make us sick be is what we call
but
it.
How about Cheers?
Cheers again. You could find Cheers, on cable. And dig around for it.
How about Frasier?
Frasier, I miss, and I don't see anybody running any reruns of Frasier.
About once a week on A&E, they'll run a couple of Frasiers back to back. It's about once a week. But I mean, there's some really good episodic television that just ran its course that you might really like to see back, if you think about it.
Combat.
I was about to say that.
Combat was a damn good show.
Yep.
Another one that you could still find, especially there's a channel, its name I've forgotten, but they run mostly westerns, old westerns. But damn, I sat through about 3 episodes of Gunsmoke from about 1968, 67. And that was good television.
Well, and Bonanza was good television too, but that was the only thing that was in our house when I was a kid. So I've seen every one of them.
Okay. Here's Jane jumping in. West Wing.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
West Wing. I noticed that Netflix is doing more episodic, but I'm talking about you flip on in Baton Rouge, you flip on Channel 2 or Channel 9 or 33 in Lafayette, you flip on, Channel 3 or Channel 10, in New Orleans, 4 or 6 or, 38, Channel 8. If you could bring back something at 7 o'clock instead of watching another rerun that you watched a month ago, from something that's current, what would you like to see?
I'm going to propose one. Instead of the MacGyver we have or the Magnum we have,
yeah,
let's go back and run the original MacGyver and the original Magnum, because those were decent shows.
Yeah.
I've tried the new Magnum. No, thank you.
Nah, the new Magnum's really a half
Higgins
pint.
is a chick and he's hot for her. Give me a break.
Yeah, come on. Jane says Baba Black Sheep.
Black Sheep Squadron was a good show.
That was good. That was very good.
Maybe the best thing Robert Conrad ever did on television.
Other than the battery commercials.
Yeah. I was not a fan of. It was big at the time, but Wild Wild West.
No, I hated it.
I was a kid when Wild Wild West was on, and I thought, oh man, that's so fake.
I hated it. I hated every bit of it.
But Conrad was good in Black Sheep.
You talked about combat. That was an hour-long World War II drama, and the only bona fide star in that thing was Vic Morrow.
Well, Rick Jason was.
Was he as big as Vic Morrow?
Yeah,
though,
Rick
at that
Jason
time?
was. He was second billing, but
yeah, because I was like, who is
Vic
this guy?
Morrow had some movie cred that Rick Jason didn't have. He was mainly a television actor.
Ed Richards says, "I Love Lucy." That would be hysterical.
I think if you go digging on cable, you'll find I Love Lucy just about any time of the day or night. Though you'll find it. TV Land runs it a lot, sometimes in the dead of night.
Well, and the thing is, I think like Desilu, and they produced a lot of good television. I think that the people who are now running Desilu still want a lot of money for you to run their old shows.
There are some somewhat obscure programs that maybe not for everybody. I like what some people call genre entertainment. I like stuff that has an element of fantasy or something. There was a show that ran 5 seasons. It was called Fringe. Ran on Fox. I would, if someone wanted to run that again in prime time, I'd sit through every episode again. I thought Fringe was a good show. It had good stories, well performed, great performances by people that I'm going to have a tough time remembering. Is it Joshua? I'm trying to remember his only screen credit I could think of was one of these teen drama things. But he turned up on Fringe in a dramatic role, and he was really surprisingly good. Being as how the only thing he'd ever played on television up to that point was somebody's boyfriend.
Ed says MASH.
MASH.
Now,
I was not a big MASH fan, but I could see it.
There are two that, and they both ran a pretty decent amount of time that I would watch again. The original FBI with Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. That was really pretty well done. And
a Quinn Martin production.
And then Police Story, which then also became Police Woman as a spinoff. And they used to run some stars through that. And it was all really, really well done.
Well, it was 1-hour television that was made cinematically. It was not shot small. It was shot big.
Yeah.
And it played, when you were watching it, it played like watching a movie. There's just a lot of good shows that, there's a lot of brilliant British television that I would gladly say bye-bye to The Bachelorette.
How about The Avengers?
The original Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Diana Rigg and, why can't I remember the guy's name?
Patrick McNee.
Patrick McNee.
Well, his original partner on that show was Honor Blackman. And she bowed out to go make movies. But Diana Rigg was the female, she was the empowerment, or the very symbol of female empowerment on television at the time. I mean, she wore tight clothes, she knew karate, she was capable. It was usually Mrs. Peel that figured out the crime.
Well, and she just passed away, and she had made it to her 90s. And they showed a picture of her at some sort of an awards gathering or something. And she still had a very good figure. She still was very, very sharp. And she had been acting up until about 2 years ago.
Did you see Game of Thrones?
No.
She was absolutely incredible in Game of Thrones. She was the most wicked old lady you could ever imagine.
I have funny little things. Once they told me that there would be a naked midget in some episodes named Peter Dinklage, I said, I can't watch that. I can't.
Dude, he was incredible in that
I'm sure he was, but you don't understand. It flipped a switch somewhere deep in my cortex.
And by the way, he did not appear naked anywhere in the... I mean, there were scenes of him, in lovemaking scenes, but he did not appear naked anywhere in that show. Okay? And that guy's a gifted actor.
See, I was told naked midgets. Named Peter Dinklage. I was like, oh dear God.
That's his name.
That's like our buddy Richard Sprinkle. This poor guy. Here's your attorney, Dick Sprinkle. Who's going to do that?
Let's not make fun of Richard.
I'm making fun of his name, not him.
Seriously though, Peter Dinklage, his performance in Game of Thrones over the entire 8 seasons is incredible.
Now, I would love, just do it for a week. I would love to see Man from U.N.C.L.E. and I Spy. Those were two very, very good TV series.
Here's why you won't see I Spy.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. Although, there's a channel that's still running The Cosby Show.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have thought when he went to prison that everybody would be like, phew, no Cosby. No. We're going to pretend Cosby never existed. But I Spy also was kind of violent, and sometimes it was kind of dark.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it had your heroes doing things that weren't what the good guys do. But we've got to remember, these characters, they were CIA agents.
And it was Cold War.
Yep,
yeah.
It was Cold War, and sometimes they were required to do things that weren't good.
One of the best lines in television, if you have watched NCIS, Original Recipe, for a lot of years, you might have missed this. But when, what was Paulie Perrette's character name? Abby Shuto.
Abby Shuto.
When she asked Robert Harmon's character, Gibbs,
what was Ducky like when he was young?
And Gibbs said, Ilya Kuryakin. And she just looked terribly confused, and Gibbs turned on his heel and walked. But of course, in Man from U.N.C.L.E., you had Robert Vaughn as Napoleon Solo, and David McCallum
from NCIS
as Ilya Kuryakin.
See, and that show was a trailblazer because it showed international cooperation between U.S. and Russian agents.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's a Cold War show. How did that ever get on television?
But boy, it was fun to watch.
Sure, it was fun to watch.
We were in elementary school, and I mean, every boy I know watched those two shows. I mean, we would not miss them. It wouldn't matter what was going on.
I personally preferred I Spy because it was just a little bit more gritty.
Yeah, it was gritty. I mean, it really was. Now, and again, when they did The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. with Stephanie Powers,
not so much.
Nah, they should have never
Jumped
gone
that
there.
shark. Ed brings up, and I agree with him. You probably won't, but he says, speaking of well done, the original Star Trek.
I was about to mention that. I'd love to see that again.
And Star Trek, the cool thing about Star Trek is Paramount and Desilu Productions have taken and they've restored or actually recreated all the external shots, all the space shots of the ship with digital technology. So now, when they show those beauty shots of the Enterprise in orbit around, Tantalus 5, it looks awesome. Whereas there were times in the original show where you could see through the Enterprise because of the crappy overlay shot that was done on a very, very tight budget.
I watched it the first time around. Like I said, I was a young teen the first time it came around. I would watch that again. Hey, we can take a break. You can give us a call, by the way, 225-831-1029, or on the Morning Exiles Facebook Live page. We're doing both today so that we can take all of your comments. We got Charlotte Harris laughing about something, and Ed Richards is laughing. Well, I'm glad you're happy. We'll be back after this break. Stick around.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hello, guys. It's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Clarence Bugg Show. Yeah, I'm back on the air. That's right, 10 a.m. until 12 noon, Monday and Wednesday, and we replay it Monday and Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. to midnight. Check us out online. You can watch it live at PelicanSportsTV.com, or better yet, why don't you just download the Pelican Broadcasting app? That way you can take it with you anywhere you go. That's right, the Clarence Bugg Show. Tell you what, oh, wait, gotta run, gotta go, bye.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
Of mine texted me during the commercial break and said, Batman, bring back Batman. The original 1966.
Adam West and Burt Ward.
That show sucked, man. I was a kid when that show was on, and I was a kid, and I thought, there's going to be Batman on TV, and then I watched it and went, this show sucks.
We all laughed at the kapows and the zaps.
Exactly. Don't make a cartoon show look, a comic book show look like a comic book. You've got to jump and you've got to make the material work in the medium.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now if Batman were Batman could work on television now, but it'd have to be no Robin, no Batman and Robin, just Batman. You know, Batman is the lone, dark, scary.
If you don't have Robin, I think you're not being inclusive.
Stop it.
I think you're not doing diversity, equity, and inclusion if you don't have Robin. And if Catwoman doesn't wear a giant watch, you know, and I mean, think about this. This is 2020.
Okay, Catwoman. Catwoman was a sexual education for many a young boy. And I don't think it was a racial component when they switched Catwomen. When they, you remember, they first did a Batman movie with Lee Merriweather.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the TV series went into production, Catwoman was the incredible Julie Newmar, who just really made that role her own. And she brought humor to it.
Well, and she and Lee Merriweather were physically very much the same.
Then they replaced, and the reason they replaced Julie Newmar with Eartha Kitt was because Julie Newmar was too sexy for TV in prime time, family watching time on ABC television in the 1960s. She was too damn sexy.
And there were a lot of young boys like, can I watch in my room?
Now, I personally had no problem with the fact that the new Catwoman was a black woman, but she just wasn't as sexy, so I wasn't as interested. But there's two reasons I watched back, because the show sucked. I watched it for how Julie Newmar looked in her skin-tight suit and how Yvonne Craig, Batgirl, looked in her skin-tight suit.
Now, you want to talk about bad television. The other franchise, the Green Hornet, had to put on a television show.
It was produced by the same people who made Batman.
I know, but it was awful.
Well, because they tried to be more serious than Batman.
Yeah.
And it was source material that nobody read any of the Green Hornet Pulp Fiction novels. Nobody that was still around listened to the Green Hornet radio show, which had only been about 25 years earlier, but still. And they tried to be more serious, and it just one season.
Yeah, I'm thinking of some of these things that, when I say, what should you bring back? Fill the gap for the next few weeks. What should you bring back? And I realize that it's all a matter of personal preference. But some of this stuff is like, it was genius. And some of it was like, why is this even on TV? I mean, it's like...
You mean like BJ and the Bear?
Oh, God.
Now, I'll tell you what. I would watch Dukes of Hazzard in prime time. If somebody decided, instead of more episodes of NCIS What You Got, or as I like to call it, NCIS BFE, let's watch some Dukes of Hazzard.
NCIS Abbeville. Yeah. I never got the Dukes of Hazzard. I yucked through it a lot. I thought there were a lot of stereotyping going on that, having spent a lot of time in the South, my mom being raised in the South, we just chuckled through it. And Catherine Bach, that was her one brief shining moment.
And it was a shining moment.
It was brief. Her shining moments...
As were her cutoffs.
Yeah, that's right. Her shining moments were in briefs.
Her cutoffs, think about it. Her cutoffs became known as Daisy Dukes. Mm-hmm. And they still are today.
And, she... the years haven't been kind to Catherine Bach.
Well, Catherine Bach is 60-something now. Come on, give her a break.
The years stopped being kind to her about 29.
Do you know who the years have been kind to from that show?
John Schneider.
John friggin' Schneider.
Oh, yeah.
That guy looks like he's only about 5-10 years older than when he was doing the Dukes. Mm-hmm. By the way, I've been in communication with Schneider. I'm trying to get Schneider on the show. Just remember we did the radio show where just for 1 hour it was just John and his guitar and us just talking crap. Mm-hmm. That was one of the most fun radio shows I've ever done. So we basically want to just put John here with his guitar and let him go nuts.
We got Charlotte. Charlotte is going back in time. Let's see. I love the Batmobile.
Who didn't?
Yeah. And James Bond was hot.
Not TV, but which James Bond, Charlotte? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to presume she means Sean Connery.
I would hope she means Sean
Connery. You think about it. Sean Connery's James Bond, probably the most popular character with a speech impediment ever in entertainment. Because even from the beginning, everything was...
Well, he's Scottish.
He had the speech impediment. Yeah. Well, it wasn't him being Scottish that had to do with it. It had him trying to talk through that clefted jaw. Yeah. He was always locking the jaw in place.
Now, I got to admit...
I say, pushy galore.
Yeah, pushy. I like Craig. I like Daniel Craig. I like Timothy Dalton.
Thank you. Somebody else likes Timothy. See, I read Bond novels. Mm-hmm. Timothy Dalton, if you compare to the writing, Timothy Dalton probably came the closest to nailing the literary Bond as anybody.
Yeah.
And probably the actor who is still famous for it that came the furthest from the literary Bond was Roger Moore.
Yeah.
But Timothy Dalton, that first movie where, he was smoking, all the time smoking. The only time he wasn't smoking was when he was killing somebody or in bed. Mm-hmm. And that was Bond. And he also, what I thought he captured was, Bond was a disgruntled employee. He was loyal to Queen and Country, but he hated his job. And I thought Dalton pretty well captured that.
All right, so a little James Bond trivia here. Do you remember what brand of cigarettes he smoked?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Players.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what his favorite sidearm was that Q took away from him because it didn't have enough stopping power?
He had a Beretta.
You're correct.
And Q took his Beretta and says the PPK is more concealable with more close-range stopping power.
He had a Beretta 25. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you got that one. What was the first car in a Bond movie that spurred all kinds of automobile sales?
The Aston Martin DB5?
No, that was the second. The first one was the Sunbeam Alpine.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yep.
That was what was the Underneath the Mango? That was in Dr. No.
Yeah.
He drove that in Dr.
Yes,
No.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
I finally learned after a long time why Bond's martinis were shaken but not stirred.
Why is that?
Because when you shake the martini in ice, the shaking dilutes the ice and dilutes the martini. The ice melts during the shaking.
Yes.
So the martini is actually a little diluted and doesn't pack the punch of a stirred martini. When you think about a man of action who maybe need to go into action at any time, can't be sitting there getting drunk on martinis. He's still got to have an edge.
And he can't ask for a pink pussycat.
He'd order one shaken but not stirred, and then he'd nurse it and nurse it and nurse it instead of throwing back 2 or 3. And that way, if it was time to fight, he could fight.
So which James Bond had the collapsible gyrocopter?
That was You Only Live Twice. Little Nelly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so yeah. I've probably forgotten more about James Bond than because I've seen them all, and I've seen them all probably 5 times at least each.
They don't do it anymore, but TBS used to have Bond Week, and it was always the week after Thanksgiving, and they would just run one after another after another, and it was just a lot of fun. If you were, doing something around the house, just have it on the TVs in all the rooms, and you watch all the Bond movies over again.
Cable channels, though, would hack me off. It's like, why not run them in chronological order?
Well, that would make sense.
Instead of jumping from Sean Connery to Roger Moore, and then here's a Timothy Dalton, and then here comes another Roger Moore.
Now, let's not forget poor George Lazenby.
George Lazenby, who did...
One.
He wasn't all that bad, but he wasn't all that good either.
Mm-hmm.
What made them decide to get a fashion model from Australia to be the next James Bond? I'll never know.
Albert R. Broccoli was a strange man.
Well, we're doing asking each other funny James Bond trivia questions. Do you have any idea who the first actor to ever play James Bond was?
I know, but I can't bring it up. It was on television. It was not a
CBS Playhouse 90.
Yeah.
It was a source material accurate version of Casino Royale.
And I can't remember the name.
And it was Barry Nelson, an American actor who played a CIA agent named Jimmy Bond.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the first time James Bond was ever depicted on film or television. And why they didn't just go with Secret Service? I guess they figured American TV audiences wouldn't relate to a British agent.
Well, I thought that was a little odd. But anyway, we have to take a break. We'll be back with more in a moment on Exiles TV. Stick around.
Bellello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent.
Depend on us for service, for selection, for price.
Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bellello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
That's right, the Clarence Bug Show is back, along with the Exiles, Bill Profita and Kevin Gallagher. We've put the band back together, South Louisiana's talk team, and it's only on the Pelican, 10 a.m. till 12 noon, right here on the Pelican.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Welcome back, Exiles TV, as we head on up toward the top of the hour. We're talking about network television programming and running some of their episodic stuff 2 and 3 times because they haven't been able to shoot the new season, and asking you what what would you like to bring back and watch for a couple weeks just to see it again. What kind of shows, and name them if you'd like.
You know, it was kind of a terrible show, but I thought as far as parenting and trying to teach kids life lessons, The Brady Bunch. It was cornball, and it certainly was really, really 70s.
Yeah.
But The Brady Bunch did a good job of, usually the kids would get into some kind of doofy problem because they lied or they misrepresented or they took something they shouldn't have, and they had to learn a lesson from that by the end of and it usually was good old Robert Reed would, now you see, Peter, you can't be doing that crap.
How about the Partridge Family?
Partridge Family had a bit I remember people didn't like the Partridge Family because they thought Danny Partridge was a precocious and disrespectful young man.
Which he was.
Yeah, but they didn't like that as a TV character. In 1971, 72, that didn't fly in some households.
See, I was just a little too old for the Brady Bunch. I was, in my mind, conjuring up really nasty things about Jan.
Yeah, okay, I see it.
Yeah, see?
Jan, not Marcia?
No, Marcia.
It's supposed to be Marcia.
Marcia was a little too angular for me, but Jan Plum had nice plums, so I was...
Wow.
Yeah.
You dog.
Well, I mean, hey, I was a teenager.
And then we came to find out all those years later, everybody was getting it on the set anyway.
Oh, yeah.
That Peter and Jan had gotten it, into Tiger's doghouse, for God's sakes.
Who was doing Alice?
The butcher, Sam the Butcher. I used to work for a guy who was operations manager at Citadel Broadcasting. His name, Don Gosselin. He's out there somewhere. Don, God bless you wherever you are. He looked so much like Sam the Butcher. It was unreal.
That's kind of a shame.
It was unreal. It'd be like, did you bring me some sirloins, Don?
Oh,
Sam the Butcher.
Hey, L.A. Law. I would love to see that again.
Yeah, dated.
Yeah.
It's very dated, like the Brady Bunch.
Hill Street? St. Elsewhere?
Hill Street Blues was good.
St. Elsewhere? I wouldn't mind seeing those again.
St. Elsewhere was good. Yeah. L.A. Law was,
The last episode of St. Elsewhere pissed me off. It really did. That it was all an autistic kid's dream.
Right.
All 8 seasons.
In other words, we've given up. It's time to shut down. Let's write some crap and close this thing out.
We have to take another break. We'll be back in just a moment on Exiles TV. Please stick around.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvat.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Fruget Jr., and I am a general dentist at Fruget Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology, which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Clarence Bugg Show. Yeah, I'm back on the air. That's right, 10 a.m. until 12 noon, Monday and Wednesday, and we replay it Monday and Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. to midnight. Check us out online. You can watch it live at PelicanSportsTV.com, or better yet, why don't you just download the Pelican Broadcasting app? That way you can take it with you anywhere you go. That's right, the Clarence Bugg Show. Tell you what, oh, wait, gotta run, gotta go, bye.
Oh boy, that music just went away. Here's your hat. What's your hurry?
That's the television version of the Bums Rush. We have Bill and I have not done good clock management this hour, so we're nearly out of time. We just want to say thank you so much for watching, and hope you'll join us next Tuesday morning here for Exiles.
Here's another
TV.
one. ER. I thought ER was a really good show.
It was.
And of
Great
course,
show.
the one that was supposed to compete with it, Chicago Hope, with Mandy Patinkin, was a dog.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. It was a dog.
I got to tell you, though, I'm so sick of hospital procedurals. I hope to never see
I
one
still
again.
love them. I don't know why. I still love them. Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody. Marty, what does this mean? Does this mean shut up? 10. All right.
That means we're all done.
We're all done.
Marty says, you're all done. Shut up.
Bye-bye, everybody.
God
Have
bless.
a great day.